Welcome back to Chair Shot Reality. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. It can sometimes be a little bit more user-friendly for you to have on your mobile device. Of course, WrestleZone.com, our one and only base home. You can also get tons of wrestling news around the clock from WrestleZone. I am Justin LeBar alongside Rennell Hunt. Rennell, let's talk about, before we toss it over to our other half of the roster, let's talk the women's division. Yeah. Women's division, not Divas division, in WWE. Charlotte up against Natalya. This certainly surprised some people. They did not expect this to be the feud post-WrestleMania. I think most people did expect a Sasha Banks insertion, but again, I say she's young, plenty of time. Natalya, Charlotte, using the family legacies here, do you like this?
Man, honestly, I'm trying to tell you, Justin, I love it. I love what they're doing. You see
L word
through their love, man. The Rev loves it, man. I'm a lover. Right. I love it. I see what they're doing. I see their psychology with it. You got a bunch of them. I strongly feel with them, they're trying to live up to the family name. At least that's what's coming across to me. They're going in there. They're pretty much killing each other, trying to live up to this name. I truly love it. Love, 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 love. I'm using it.
See, I'm not going to say love. I'll use the other like word. I'll use the other L word. I'll say like, because, you know, if you're going to do the whole family thing, I think it only works if you have, I mean, you got to have Uncle Brett in the other corner. But then again, Brett's not all, I mean, I don't know if he adds what he used to add when he's on air. I'm not sure. Not to try to knock on Brett, I know, you know, but I think if you're going to do the whole family thing, if you're going to make that a prime storyline in the root of this battle, you need to have Brett, you need to have Brett representing on that side if you got Rick on the other. Charlotte, she's talented. I know she's got the pedigree, but there's just something with her. You know, every week I just find myself being so hard and so, like this past week. I mean, you know, Rennell, you're an independent wrestler, so speak to this if you agree with me. I feel like every time I watch Charlotte, there's something that pops out of me and goes, like, why is she not selling here? Perfect example, the finish of that match. She's in the sharpshooter. They do the whole thing. Ref gets pulled out. You know, then she starts tapping. You know, the ref doesn't see it. Ref calls DQ because Rick touched him. Okay, I get that. I'm following it. As soon as Natalya lets that sharpshooter go because she's mad at the DQ, Charlotte jumps up like a kid on Christmas morning.
That's nothing.
What? No limp. Nothing. And I know not everybody's sitting around looking at that kind of stuff. That's not what they're focused on. But it bothers me.
Well, maybe she should have pulled a Shawn Michaels and just oversold everything. I don't know, but
better off.
But to me, honestly, this is what I can say, man. A lot of things that are happening here. I know personally with me, you're trained, regardless of what it is. If you're going to get over, if you're going to do the honors, you sell what is given unto you. If it's not all the way, you do it somewhat. The thing is, people know that what we're doing is sports entertainment, but don't poke him in the eyes.
Because the moment you stop selling, when you're watching wrestling, you're supposed to be in your own little world.
Exactly.
And the moment that they stop selling, you remind yourself you're out of that world. I mean,
you can't get back in.
She's got a father who would sell around the ring with his pants down to his ankles. I mean, I don't know how you're not selling.
Now that's classic.
Let's move on here in the women's division. So we're talking about Natalya and Charlotte. That surprised some people. Another surprise is the fact that Bayley has not shown up on Raw or SmackDown. Many people thought that she ready and that she would have been up, considering she dropped the title to Asuka earlier at NXT on Mania weekend. Are you upset that Bayley's not there? Is that the right call not to have her up? Or
you know what? There's a lot of things that I'm missing right now. You know, especially when they transition from the Divas into the women's title. I miss it in a way, but I truly feel like they're looking to do something spectacular with Bayley. I remember watching Breaking Ground coming into WWE Network, only $9.99, but watching WWE Network,
thanks, Byron.
I mean, Breaking Ground, you see her, she's getting a producer role, she's getting all of this. I truly feel like they're trying to well-round her. Now that they switched divisions, Divas to Women, I'm looking for her to come up hopefully within the next 2 months. Then if she doesn't, Rev might have to make some calls.
I don't want to see it in the next 2 months because I think there's too much going on right now. We've both on the guys and the girls side, too much going on. Like you said, she deserves something special. Again, she's a flag bearer of NXT just as Finn Balor is.
What do you feel?
Let's not rush her. Let's hold her to SummerSlam, that New York crowd.
Yes. What do you feel about a pay-per-view debut for Bayley?
I think she's one of the few people you can get away with doing it. I think you could. You could show some vignettes. Obviously, she's very much over to the portion of the audience who's already aware of who she is. I think you could do some vignettes. The great thing about her gimmick, normally the fear always is when you come from NXT that, is the wider demographic crowd on Raw or SmackDown going to accept your gimmick? Are they going to accept the Adam Roses? Are they going to accept the Tyler Breezes? Bayley, you look at her and you already have grown men that are watching NXT that love her, and I see no problem.
I just want a hug from her.
You know, the kids that watch Raw or SmackDown are going to gravitate to her. So it's almost like she seems like she is a can't miss recipe of success wherever she goes. So I think for that reason, let's not rush it.
Stir it up.
Let it marinate. Let her sit in NXT, and then bring her up maybe in Brooklyn for SummerSlam. Rennell and I have given our thoughts. Let's go to the other side of the studio where we got Josh and Brian. weigh in on the women's division.
Thanks, Justin. The Divas division, though, Brian. I'm sorry. The women's division now. I apologize. I'm getting so used to this after so many years.
Look at that belt behind us.
It's a beautiful belt, no doubt. But when you look at the women's division right now, there's no reason for Bayley to come up to the main roster. There's so much talent that WWE is not tapping right now. When you go with Charlotte and Natalya, you're forgetting about Sasha. You're forgetting about Becky Lynch. You're forgetting about Emma, who's actually a pretty talented wrestler inside of the ring.
That's your girl,
I'm not even talking about Paige. You have so many women right now that have the opportunity, the desire, the ability to be put into a program with Charlotte. I don't think Bayley comes up. I hope she comes up at SummerSlam because it'll be 1 year from when she won the NXT championship. It gives her that pay-per-view, type feel at SummerSlam like Renell was talking about. I think she is one of the only women that could ever do something like that WWE has. I worry that WWE is going to put so much investment into one woman, and forget about 5 or 6 others.
And to that point, if you look at the way the women are booked, they only have 1 or 2 segments in 3 hours. If the WWE would give them more time, then you can influx more divas. But look at the guys, look at the main the boys, right? You have so many mid-carders who could be champ, who used to be champ, your Del Rios, your Sheamus, your Zigglers, and look what they're up to right now. So yes, hold Bayley back. But here, and I've been saying it for a year now, the best scenario for this would be a Money in the Bank match for the women. You can do it in June at Vegas. I'm not saying she has to debut then, but that could be an idea because you could highlight 6, 7, 8 women's wrestlers in that match for a chance to go on. And Sasha may win that match, but think, like you said, Sasha, Paige, all those.
Becky Lynch. And I'll be honest with you, Becky Lynch has been the standout for me. I did not think that she would connect as well as she does with the crowd, just because of Justin and I always talk. Sheamus, the international barrier for some wrestlers, some women, tends to be a little bit more troubling, a little bit harder to get over, but she has not had a problem whatsoever to get over that.
And to that point, that'll segue into how we feel that Charlotte and Natty are being booked.
I hate it.
I hate it too, but look at it. It took Natty, who's a very good wrestler. Look how long it took her to get her shot to be women's champ. And you're talking about your Baileys and your Sashas and you're down the line, your Paiges, who was the hot thing 2 years ago when she debuted after WrestleMania. And now look where we're at.
Well, that's the problem. Look where we're at now. We had a great feud, the best women's match in WWE WrestleMania history. Yet, we're not seeing Sasha or Becky Lynch featured on a 3-hour show. Instead, we're giving it to Natalya. No offense to Natalya, because I do think she is underutilized on the roster.
You just like
but
that
her
outfit.
Time is who? Natalya's?
That ring gear.
Natalya's?
You like it.
Yeah, she's losing a little bit of weight. You know what kind of girls I like. But this is the fact of the matter: is WWE has so much talent, they're not utilizing what they need to utilize. And as much as Natalya is loved by everybody, we know so many people that love Natalya. Give Natalya a chance. Wrong time, wrong environment. She should not be challenging Charlotte.
And looking ahead, I think there should be a Money in a Bank match.
Yeah.
And you could cash it. You could cash in at SummerSlam. Imagine if it were Sasha Banks versus Charlotte at SummerSlam, and who cashes in? Bayley or Paige or Becky Lynch. That would be an awesome.
Bayley.
What'd I say?
It'd be Bayley. No,
it
that's
would
what
be.
I'm saying. Yeah.
If she won,
Bayley.
or you could look forward down the line, look at the Royal Rumble, have a mini Royal Rumble for the women, and winner goes on the WrestleMania.
Now you're going off the
But
rails.
if you're going to give the
Now
women,
you're going off the rails.
A fair chance
test
to
his
compete the
alcohol
same
in
way, I'm good.
Can I have a hug?
Take us out of here.
Bayley hug? No? Chair Shot Reality. Stay tuned. Part 4 coming right up. Justin and Renell, join us. Stick around.